Hi, Alan Stratton from As Wood Turns. At a recent online symposium from the Woodturners Worldwide, one of the demonstrators made a helmet-looking thing. Whenever I see a demo that I like particularly, I like to actually do it myself. So not to take away from the demonstrator, I adapted it to my style, but it is essentially a somewhat hollow form, but with then carving to get these features. Supposedly you could put it on your head and it'd be a medieval helmet, but it's kind of cute, so I went ahead and made one, and there you go. So let's turn this medieval helmet. I'm not exactly sure what this wood is, but here we go. I have roughed a cylinder between centers. As is normal for me, I want to cut a tenon that I can use for a secure mount a bit later. Now to trim back the other end. Plus, I made a slight hollow to better receive the drill a bit later. Before drilling, I want to mark my target depth. I start drilling with a 3/8 inch handheld drill, then switch to a smaller box scraper to enlarge the hole. This tool works best into end grain. With the hole now somewhat larger, I can switch to a larger box scraper to continue. I like that I can cut a hole with a straight side. The only problem is that it leaves a corner in the bottom, which in this case I do not want. So I bring out my large round nose scraper to hollow out the last little bit. I clean up the inside with sandpaper wrapped around a large dowel. After all, some woodturner will want to run fingers inside where they do not belong. I also sanded the exterior. I need to round off the top of the wood. I plan for an expansion mount. However, the wood is thin and likely to crack if put onto an expansion mount. To prevent this, I wrap masking tape around the end. Then a band clamp will resist the expansion pressure. But then I have introduced a risk element. The clamp protrudes from the wood and has a steel tail. Danger, Will Robinson. To mitigate the risk, wrap the clamp with more masking tape. If I happen to touch, I should not get cut, but instead bounce off. Then round off the exterior and sand it. Next, I need an angle cut on the backside so the helmet can tip backwards into a great display area. At my computer, I drew a grid with several key lines. One line at the top will line up with how deep the hollow goes. This will be the top of the eye slots. Another line marks the center line. This I will line up exactly opposite the slant cut at the back. Another line marks the bottom of the eye slots. As a bonus, I drew a grid. Since the whole thing is on paper, I can eyeball and sketch lines that I like. I sprayed the backside with contact cement so it will stay in place on the masking tape. Finally, I clamped the helmet so I could drill the corners of the eye slots. Then draw out the remaining saw cuts. With a hand saw, I can saw 2 cuts on each side. The inner is the side of the nose guard, the outer cut is the side of the cheek guard up to the eye slot. With my rotary carving tool, I carve out both eye slots and cut back the nose guard. The final sanding is with the sandpaper backed with a flat popsicle stick. This straightens out any bumps left by the carving tool. Finally, a bath in walnut oil makes the grain pop. Now I have what appears to be a medieval helmet, except that this one also has pretty grain and will not fit anyone's head. This is an interesting piece and a test of using different skills in different ways. It will make a great addition to my display shelf. I am thankful for the concept gained from Woodturners Worldwide Online Symposium, even if I did it my way. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe on my website, and tell your friends about my videos. I appreciate your comments and questions. Every week I add a new woodturning video to my website. Always please wear your full face shield anytime the lathe is running. It saved my life. It can save yours. I'll see you again next week.